And here we are coming to you live once again from the top secret broadcasting bunker here at Area 52. This is Pastor Mike, and I'm ready to read some pieces of paper to you, and I'm ready to do a Bible study, and I'm ready to take your questions, and I might even be able to give an answer. Who knows? Good to be with you today. The weather outside is absolutely gorgeous here in Festus, Missouri. And if you're just looking for a place to be, Missouri's the place. Where apparently we have terrorists on the loose. Where is that story? And I didn't know about this. I heard it from people who live in other places. I didn't hear it from... I get up every morning, and my wife usually crawls out of bed before I do. I don't know, 10, 15 minutes of laying there deciding whether I want to live or not. And I'll turn the news on and watch the news. And I did not hear anything about this. A couple of terrorists, I don't know if they're terrorists or not, but one of them definitely was. There was a terrorist yesterday in St. Louis that tried to blow up a bus. They caught him at the emergency room because apparently he burned his lips on the tailpipe. That was pretty good, wasn't it? And Jazz fell for it. I told her that when she fell for it. But apparently this is not a joke. Federal authorities, and this is from the Post-Dispatch, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, federal authorities in the Cape Girardeau County Sheriff's Department. Cape Girardeau is about an hour and a half south of Festus, right down I-55. Federal authorities in Cape Girardeau County Sheriff's Department are investigating an apparent explosion at a county bridge. The explosion occurred early Sunday near Oak Ridge. The Southeast Missourian reports that no one was hurt, but people living near the bridge on County Road 459 reporting hearing a loud noise. The Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives and Methamphetamine is helping with the investigation. Authorities say the damage appeared to have been caused by some type of explosive device. Duh. So people heard an explosion. They view the bridge, there's debris everywhere, and the authorities, who are very well trained and highly paid, who have the entire expertise and systems of the entire federal government at their hand, at their discretion, have determined scientifically that it appears some sort of explosive device has gone off. That's what it appears like. And in all seriousness, I do not think terrorists. I don't think Muslim terrorists. I don't think any other kind of terrorist. County roads, bridges on county roads. I know what those are like here, and I've been in other places. Cape Girardeau is in southeast Missouri, going toward the boot heel of Missouri. If you don't know what that is, just look at a map. And you'll see the boot heel of Missouri. I don't know why we got stuck with that little appendix of property that extends down into Arkansas, but we got stuck with it. And I know some people from that area and so on, and I can tell you it is redneck, hillbilly, farmer boy heaven. And it's a haven for people who love to shoot and blow stuff up. And I've got it in my mind. There's a couple of beer-drinking rednecks down in that county that said, "Hey, hold my beer. Watch this." Some guy he's been watching YouTube videos, learned how to build himself a bomb, and he decided he's going to blow him up a bridge and see if it work or not. I think that's what happened. But I did not hear about this on local television. I don't know why they didn't run this one, but I had to hear about it from other people. Apparently it's true that the American Muslim Political Action Committee, AMPAC, is going to hold a million Muslim march on 9/11. I started with this story the other day. I asked for verification. A lot of you sent me some emails. I appreciate it. Apparently it's true, and it still hacks me off that they're going to pick this day to march on Washington, D.C. It is highly offensive to me. Not as a Christian, because great peace have they that love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. You can't practice your religion out loud enough and it offend me, because I know I have the truth. I believe the truth. I am free in the truth. And if you choose to disregard that truth, do so at your own expense. But your religion and the practice of it does not infringe upon my religion whatsoever. I don't care if you eliminate Jerusalem completely off the map. I don't need Jerusalem. I don't need the Vatican. I don't need a church building. I don't need a cross hanging over my neck. I don't need a bumper sticker. I don't need anything. I have my Bible, and I have the Word hidden in my heart. And your religion never one time has infringed on my faith and my trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and the Word of God. So you know what? Practice your false religion all you want to. It doesn't affect me one bit. I think it's strange. I can't understand why in the world you would want to be part of a religion that is steeped in hatred and murder and blood. I don't know why anybody, any human being, would want to be part of that. But it doesn't bother me that you want to be a Muslim and you want to be out there with your religion. I couldn't care less. It offends me as an American. It offends me as a patriot and a countryman and someone who loves this nation. And it was people of your religious ilk and your ideology that attacked my country on September 11th, 2001. And it is highly offensive to me as an American citizen, as someone who was born on this land, whose fathers and relatives fought and spilled their blood and saw their brethren with guts all over the place. My uncle was he was in the Marines in World War II. I got an uncle that was in the Marines in World War II in those Pacific Islands. And he told me the story one time about one of his buddies calling for him. Hey, I need help over here. And he looked over there and he said, what? He said, help me put this back in. And his guts literally were hanging all over the place. Out there fighting against an enemy that wanted to destroy our nation. And you pick this day to go and rally and rally people around your cause. You are offensive to every red-blooded, true American. That's what you are. You're offensive. And apparently it's going to go on. Here is the American Muslim Political Action Committee. We at AMPAC are planning an historic event for 9/11/13 where 1 million Muslims will march to Washington, D.C. and demand that our civil rights be protected by our government. Who do you think you are? You don't want your civil rights. You want Sharia law. You want to rule over everybody else in this country because you think that your God is supreme. That's what you want. You want all of the American women to be bound up in veils and curtains and everything else, and to be able to shoot them in the streets and beat them severely for even the mere thought of using a cell phone. That's what you want. You don't want civil rights. You want dominion, and it's offensive to me. We're demanding that laws be enacted. Listen, here we go. We're demanding that laws be enacted protecting our First Amendment. Our First Amendment. We're asking President Obama to fulfill his promise from his first campaign for presidency of a transparent government. Lastly, we are asking for the release of the 9/11 Commission report to the American people. On 9/11, our country was forever changed by the horrific events in New York. The entire country was victimized by the acts done on that day. Muslim and non-Muslim alike were traumatized, but we as Muslims continue 12 years later to be victimized by being made the villains. Well, it wasn't a bunch of Southern Baptists on those planes, was it? Wasn't a bunch of Pentecostals. To this day, every media outlet and anti-Islamic organization has committed slanderous and libel statements against us as Muslims and our religion of Islam. Yet our government either sits idly by and does nothing to protect our freedoms, or it exacerbates the problem with its constant war on terrorism in Islamic countries, congressional hearings on Islam in America, and its changes to the law. If I was in the American government, I would not be near as interested in what every American home was downloading on the internet. I would be more interested in the terrorist extremism that is rampant in the Muslim community that is going to be displayed next month. That's what I would be interested in. I don't know. I'm not a prophet, not a prognosticator. But this doesn't look good. I don't know if anything's going to happen. I am absolutely put out by this. It offends me. It makes me angry that we have gotten to this point in this country, and you're mad at Barack Obama, and he's been doing nothing but for the last 5-6 years going around kissing the backsides of every... There's war, there's more instability in Egypt right now. The lead article on the Drudge Report, Rise of the Brotherhood. They're burning Christian churches, burning homes, burning Coptic churches. That's the Muslim Brotherhood. That's who this administration sided with to get the Egyptian president out of office. And they put that Muslim Brotherhood guy in, Morsi, and it backfired. The people said, we don't want this guy. He's an extremist. He's turning our country into something we don't like. And they threw him out. So now the Muslim Brotherhood is on the rise again. It makes me wonder who's behind this. But to this AMPAC committee, that's the guy. That's your guy. You got your president in the White House. Why are you complaining? And I'm telling you, people, they don't want equal rights. They will not stop. And it's just like the Sodomites. They will not stop until this country is burning. Neither the Muslims, nor the Sodomites, nor the liberals, nor the environmentalists. I read an article a couple weeks ago, and I think I agree with it. The writer of the article, it was an editorial, and he was saying, it's commenting on those 19 firefighters down in Arizona that lost their lives in that fire. It just destroyed them. And the editorial went on to say like this, you know who was at fault? You know how those guys got killed? The environmentalists killed them. They said 100 years ago in this country, you would have fires like that would last, a day and a half. And they would go out by themselves because they ran out of fuel. But in the last 30, 40, 50 years, these environmentalists have prohibited the